Hey everybody, it's Matt with Matticus Video, and today we're doing a review on the anime RWBY. Now, RWBY is a anime, technically an anime. I mean, people look at it as an anime, and it was created by the company Rooster Teeth. They are big on YouTube. That's where this anime actually airs. That's why some people consider it anime, some people don't. I consider it one. It fits the style of anime. It has the heart and soul of anime, so I don't see why you shouldn't. Um, but anyway, RWBY follows the, I guess you would call it adventures of Team RWBY. And let's kind of give you a background as to what, the world that RWBY takes place in is about. Um, RWBY takes place in a world called Remnant, and Remnant is made up of 4 continents. Don't ask me their names, I do not remember. I don't know what to tell you, but um, and the continents, the 3 major continents have schools on them. I think it's like Beacon and can't remember the other 2, but Beacon is the one that you focus on in the show. Um, and in this world are called the creatures of Grimm. The creatures of Grimm are these creatures that they're not like normal animals. They they don't have like a heart and a soul kind of thing. They're formed from like primordial blackness. They're pure evil in a concentrated form. So throughout the years, it was decided to create a group of people made to destroy these things. And these are the huntsmen and the huntresses. And these people, that's what these schools are for, is to train them, is to train huntsmen and huntresses. Now, that's where we get into our characters. Uh, the first and the one that the show's kind of focused on is RWBY. RWBY is a young girl. Uh, I'm sure they mentioned her age at some point or other. She's younger than everybody around her because the show starts off with you seeing her fighting a thief, and the headmaster of Beacon seeing her and inviting her to come to his school early before she finishes at her previous school. Now, the huntresses and huntsmen each kind of have their own semblance, I believe is what they called it. And the semblance is kind of think of it as a X-Men mutation kind of thing. Each person has a different one. They all have the same theory behind them, but each person has a different power. So RWBY, hers is speed. She is super fast, and she wields a scythe sniper rifle. It's a giant scythe that can be used as a sniper rifle as well. So she is very good at getting into somebody's face and also from fighting at a distance. It makes her good at both. And she is, uh, you know, goofy young kid. She likes to have fun with her friends and whatnot, but she can get serious when the time comes. Well, when RWBY gets to Beacon, they learn that the people at the school get grouped into teams, and each team consists of 4 people, and they get their names based off the first letter of their names. So it is decided that RWBY would be the leader of her team, and it just so happens that her team's name is Ruby, but it's spelled RWBY. So it's just one of those, you gotta find what you can out of the letters they give you. Some other ones are called Team Juniper and Team Ranger. So, the other members of Team RWBY are RWBY's sister Yang, and Yang's ability is every time you hit her, she gets stronger from it. Kind of reminded me of the Saiyan's ability to get stronger after every defeat, kind of thing. And Her weapons of choice are these shotgun gauntlets that she wears when she's not using them. They are just bracelets, but when in use, they cover her hand, and every time she throws a punch, she can actually shoot energy out of them, like a shotgun blast. So she is a very much in-your-face fighter. You would not want to mess with her. She's one of those girls that, guys are terrified of and would beat any group of bikers, thugs in a bar fight anytime. She is awesome. She's one of my favorite characters in the show. Probably my favorite, in all honesty. Because she's funny and she, does her best to take care of her little sister and to, make the people around her proud. Then you have Blake. And Blake is there's different races on this place, and some of them are like animal people, and Blake is one of them. By the way, I'm gonna put a spoiler alert in the comment in the description, because this is kind of a spoiler. Just a touch. Let me get that in for you, but so I won't go too much into that, but. Her ability is she can form a shadow version of herself, kind of a decoy mechanism that, distract the opponent, make them attack the shadow, and then come from behind and get them. And she uses, they kind of reminded me of Kratos's chain swords things that he has, but they're essentially like blade guns that she has on the end of chains, and it's very nice. It's you can get up close while keeping a distance at the same time. So she's very shadowy in her ability, and each of them kind of have their own color scheme. Ruby's is red, Yang's is yellow, and Blake's is black. So it kind of fits the style that she fights with. And then finally, rounding out the team is Weiss. Now, Weiss is the daughter of the Schnee company that essentially is the richest family in this world. And she decides to go to Beacon instead of the school in the continent that she lives on. And she's very stuck up when you first meet her. She's very snooty, rich girl kind of thing. And she does warm up to people throughout the show, which is fun. But her semblance is summoning. This is a hereditary thing that they get from their family, that they can summon things and they can use, for the love of me, I cannot remember what that stuff is called. I want to say it's dust or something. Yeah, it's dust. Yeah, Schnee dust. That is dust. It's dust. There we go. But dust is a material that you find that each different dust has a different ability, kind of like a fire, ice thing going on there. And her weapon of choice is a rapier that she can twist a dial on it, and it supplies it with different types of dust that can do different effects, which is convenient, kind of makes it versatile. Depending on what you're fighting, you can change the weaponry that you have. There is a bunch of other characters, but those are your main four. Like I said, you got John, Fira. I cannot remember Home Chick's name. And yeah, you got a bunch of other characters in there. If I were to do a character synopsis, this would be a 20-minute video. But the show is mainly about you following these characters through them doing what they do, which is learning how to be huntresses. They get put in situations throughout the show that, them as students probably shouldn't be put in, but it makes them stronger because of it. So it's a very good show. Granted, the first season, I did not think I was going to make it through it. In all honesty, this one was recommended to me by my friend Connor, and Connor loved the show, but he told me, make it through season 1 and it gets better. Season 3 is what you're aiming for. And so I stuck it through. I texted him. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And also, if you haven't seen it, it is animated in the 3D art style, which it's hit and miss on 3D art style. I'm not a big fan of it. Luckily, Rooster Teeth has been in this game long enough to where they've, refined their technique in it. Rooster Teeth is famous for their Red versus Blue series, but they got into animation. RWBY was kind of their opening into the world of animation, and it's gained a good following. It's in its 4th season right now. It's 2 episodes in, and you can tell monumental differences in the quality of the animation. And sorry. But you can tell that they put, once they, did the first season and they saw the, fan base that they gained off of it, they're like, oh, this is something they like. Let's pour money into it and see where it goes. And it's great. Like, you see people all over the web doing stuff on these, doing episode reactions and whatnot. And it's worth it. I mean, in the end, it's a good anime. Or a good show. Whatever you want to call it. It doesn't even have to be an anime. It's a good show in general. And the music is fantastic. The artists, they keep one artist to do all their opening and closing themes, and she does a fantastic job. Can't remember the name, but she does a great job. It's kind of that symphonic metal sound. If you like groups like Nightwish, it's kind of that kind of sound. So it adds to it. I mean, these are short episodes as well, like maximum 20 minutes. Like, I think the longest episode they have is like a 23-minute episode. So it's easy to blast through a season in a day. I guess I watched this entire anime in, I think, the span of 3 days. So, easy show to watch. Good music. Progressively better animation. Fun characters. Fun story. I mean, it's just now getting into a concrete storyline in season 4. So that's good to see. And I mean, it has all the, things that can hook people. Has action, has funny moments, has romance moments, has, friendship. Has all those kind of good stuff. So definitely check it out. And yeah, that's all I have to say on this one. And I just want to say to all of you out there, all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, I want to thank you so much for all the support that you've given the channel in the last few days. It means a lot, Halls. I mean, it took a while for me to figure out exactly what I want to do with this channel. Like I said, we are just over a year into making this, and there were times I wanted to give up on it. But then I talked to a buddy of mine, Levon, who runs Matticus games, and we talked about it, and he encouraged me to not to give up on it. And once I put my foot down and said, I'm doing this no matter if, I get views or not. And once I did that, I started having a lot of fun with it. So I want to thank all of you for all that you've done, for all that you've said in the comments. I love you guys. I don't know half of you. I've never met some of you, but as far as I'm concerned, you're my friends, and I love all of you dearly. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.